Welcome back to the Spin Meter. Today we are taking a look at the new CX starter set. This is CX07 Pegasus Blast Assault Turbo. This is the CX version of Aero Pegasus. You know, that very highly competitive meta attack type blade that is only available on the Gacha system in the Beyblade X app? Yeah, this is the CX Evolved version. There is quite a lot of things to unpack with this set because the blade being an evolved version of the extremely rare Bey being sold to us outright is a pretty big deal. This is the second time that we have actually seen this happen because Cobalt Drake got a UX evolved version called Impact Drake released as a starter. So now we are getting Pegasus Blast. The set is also the debut of a completely brand new part that is being introduced in X called Turbo. It is a ratchet and bit combined into one, so this is the first set to not feature a ratchet. Or maybe this is the first set to not feature a bit. I don't know, do with that as you will. I know on the back that the stats are really just for showmanship, but Pegasus Blast's main blade comes at a whopping 75, which is pretty nuts. Aero Pegasus is already a strong attack type blade as it is, so I'm going to be really excited to try out Blast Pegasus. Obviously, the user of this blade is Omega Shirabashi, who is the mother of Tenka. She's practically the main villain of the season. And we are getting the introduction of Turbo, where according to the box and all the infomercials, that the main point of this is that when the Beyblade starts to slow down, the needle part of the bottom will retract and make a flat where the Beyblade will pick up speed and go for the last resort extreme dash with a huge increase in speed and power. How good this actually works is something we will have to try out. And since this is a starter in Takeratami, we get a winder launcher and a long ripcord from the Holt launchers in white. So I am excited to get this open and check if the Beyblade really does meet all the hype or if it's really just overhype. Big thank you to Let's Go Hobby Shop for providing this for me to review. I always appreciate you guys. But the real question we're gonna ask is, does Turbo actually work? So opening this up, we get a winder launcher dressed in teal blue color, which is pretty awesome and cool looking, as well a white longer ripcord that is the same length as the Holt launcher ripcords. These are longer than the standard winder launcher ones and are popular to use with winder launchers, but you can still use this with the Holt launcher. Since my colors are red and white, I am using this with my red Holt launcher from the Xeno Excalibur set. Ah, yeah, that looks cool. So starting with the main blade Blast, it's a three-sided attack blade with very wide contact points. The blade is painted metal just like Aero Pegasus was, and the top plastic is white wings with great details. The blade already looks really nice, and because the metal is painted, it is going to chip as it sees more battles, which is gonna hurt my OCD. But it really does look very good and gives you the same feel as if you would have Aero Pegasus in your hand. The assist blade is called Assault. It is a three-sided thick assist blade meant to amplify the three-sided contact points on the main blade, so it is an attack blade. Still super thick and tall compared to Slash, which is the lowest height assist blade right now. I don't really know how helpful the height could be with this particular blade, but as we've seen in the past, tall height assist blades aren't worthless because the main blade can help make their functionality more better. For now, I think Assault is a good assist blade for the Blast blade purely for the purpose of strong amplified attacks. Then the lock chip, we got Pegasus in a very emo looking artwork. I mean, yeah, it still looks cool and the neon green translucent plastic complements it very well. Now this set comes with a lock tool where you place it under the main blade when you have all the pieces assembled to lock it or disassemble. This is not only a good reference to Metal Fight's face bolt tool, but also because this set doesn't come with an actual bit that you need to use the tool to take apart or put together the top blade. However, you can still use your finger if you got the finger strength, but I'm guessing Takeratami is trying not to encourage that. Maybe they've seen some reports of damage to the CX, I don't know. The entire top assembled together weighs 39.5 grams, which is insane, pushing this blade closer to the other heavy attackers like Impact Drake, Phoenix Wing, or Scorpio Spear, and already heavier than its predecessor. So on paper, this blade should be an absolute monster in the arena. Now for the ratchet and bit, it is two parts combined into one, which is Turbo. The ratchet part of this actually is 90mm in height, which is the tallest ratchet we have gotten ever in X so far. However, the height will drop to 65mm when the Turbo engages. There is even imprinted stickers on the sides of them for added detail. The bit part has a 16 gear teeth on it, so it will travel on the extreme rail very fast. When the blade launches, it will start in the needle sticking out at the bottom, and as it slows down, the needle will retract and turn into a flat bit for more acceleration. There is a bit more explanation with increased speed inside this turbo part that I just can't explain, but this functions similarly to engine gear in the plastic gen, where the engine gear kicks in, giving a burst of extra speed when the blade starts slowing down, only you don't have to wind this up before the match. The whole blade kind of reminds me of the Neon Big Bang Pegasus from Metal Fight, and I have heard people say that this also references Final Drive, which apparently worked the same way but was not particularly popular. So it is going to be interesting how this goes since we have the added factor of the accelerator rail in X. Now the colors and aesthetics of this blade is actually super cool, like it's probably the most vibrant blade that I've probably ever seen in Beyblade X. The problem though, is that this blade is actually super thick. Pegasus Blast has become the personification of the problem CX faces, which is that they are too tall. Turbo being 90mm in height to start with, and Pegasus Blast already having a top-heavy and thick assist blade, makes this look super fat, and therefore underwhelming in the arena. While I do see the value and purpose of this given it's a starter pack meant to be sold to new players just starting out in the game, it still is pretty bulky, and the stock combo for this kinda sucks. Trying it out in the arena, Turbo definitely does work. As you can see, it gets that extra speed boost by retracting its inner Laren needle, making it go flat and dash around the arena. When the mechanism inside the ratchet works, it legit looks really cool to watch. Most of the time I just end up flat launching it in order to make it stable first, and then eventually the Turbo kicks in and goes in for the kill. But against other stock combos, Pegasus Blast actually does not bad. The tall height, like I expected, makes it super prone to bursting or destabilizing still, and it just runs out of stamina super quickly. And Aero Pegasus still tops it. However, when the blade does go fast, it's able to use its weight to cause a knockout, sending all of its weight on the blade right at the opponent and causing them to fly away. Just for fun, I wanted to try Turbo on Impact Drake because despite the tall height, the acceleration on slowdown could help with its attack power and fix its late game problem. Yeah, it didn't work, never mind. So plugging a score on this in the spin meter, I'm giving this an 87%. The set is actually a good value for what you pay for, especially if you're someone that is starting out. The main purpose of the set is really just for any new people to get started, especially people that have heard the myths of Aero Pegasus. And given that Aero Pegasus was just removed from the gacha, I think Pegasus Blast is a good substitute. And there is actually also a red one that's available, but unfortunately it's only by a random lottery through the Korokoro magazine. Because of course it is. And actually, it was just announced that this will be sold at the Toys R Us in Sunshine City Mall in Ikebukuro in Japan. So, wow! If anybody there wants to get me one, I'd be totally appreciative of that. While the stock combo is not exactly the best, there is definitely room for so much customization to make this into something decent. So yeah, Pegasus Blast Starter is definitely a recommend buy, and it's got a lot of hype surrounding it that I think, in my opinion, half deserves and half does not deserve. Slap this onto any other combo besides Turbo, and it's got potential. But let me know what you guys think about Blast Pegasus in the comments down below, and also if we get this video past 100 likes, I'll probably drop my favorite combo video on it. And also thank you again to Let's Go Hobby Shop for providing this blade for me. If you guys like this video, please be sure to press the thumbs up and give us a subscribe for more awesome Beyblade content. I've been Haku Ren, and remember, keep being serious about having fun. Bye!